Hi, it's Denise Rimmer. Um, this is my this week's practicum seminar and lab of week October 12th. The last 2 weeks of my practicum at Simon House has been interesting, to say the least. We have moved a family of 10 and a family of 6. I have sat in on a case management meeting and help the client begin to create a budget and come up with SMART goals. This Thursday, with my supervisor observing, I am to take lead on this case management meeting, which ought to really be interesting. And starting this week also, the director's taking the practicum students on the case management meeting in the next few weeks and going to have us take lead on the meetings, which ought to be cool. The areas of strength. Relating to people, I guess, is my strength. I'm not sure at this point what my strengths are. I am developing to trust my instincts more and to be less timid. Just because I don't know something doesn't mean the client doesn't know I don't know it. And that was one of the areas that my supervisor suggested I work on, not being so timid and to trust my instinct. I did get to participate in the case management meeting and offer feedback, which was really cool. And Simon House has a lot of different variables in it. Like the women's shelter side, we're planning, the practicum students are planning a Halloween festival on the 21st of this month, which ought to be really cool. I'm helping with that. And the community side is planning a Halloween party on the 28th, which ought to be really cool and interesting, and I get to be part of that. I am still working with my one client to help them get into their housing. We've run into some snafus of waiting on paperwork from different places, and because it's out of state makes it a little more complicated of where we're waiting for the information to come from. I'm learning the importance of keeping up with your vaccine card and the difficulty in trying to replace it. Not me personally, a client. I have not had a challenging client yet. I have seen combative clients, but fortunately I have not had to deal with, well, I did, but it was a while back. Ethical dilemmas, haven't come across any in the last 2 weeks. I did talk to my supervisor, and she admitted that the way she handled the situation was wrong with the client when they were combative. And this got me thinking of how do we separate our personal feelings from being professional, and where do we put those emotions? Would I change anything? No, because I am learning a lot, and I'm not sure I'd learn as much if I haven't been thrown in like I have. I've done a couple RISM naps, one of which got approved, which is awesome because they're really sticklers about their paperwork. I've done a VSPADAT, I'm not saying that correctly. Actually did one of those with supervision, and which was kind of cool because the others had done a mock and I'd actually got to do the real thing because my days were different than theirs. But I am learning so much, and with Simon House having the women's side and the community side, it is really, really a unique animal in how things are done. On my capstone, I'm working on life skills classes and basic living skills for those at Simon House for both the women and the community side. I'm understanding the importance of needing this, especially when I'm working with the one client I currently am, and I'm having the case management meetings with my supervisor, as budgeting is an essential skill that I don't think we often realize and cooking and the things we take for granted that we know that not everybody does. So I am reaching out to different groups to find the information and see if they can guide me to get the correct services that I need to make this effective. And I have done some research on it for the literature review of the paper. And it'll be interesting to see where this week leads, especially with me being able to run the meeting this time, taking lead. I guess that's all. Any feedback would be great because I feel like I'm floundering, and I'm wondering if I'm the only one feeling that way. Y'all take care.